Hi guys, welcome back to Another Day in Erinn. This is a series where we get to know more about the people who have been around us for a long time, and today we are here with Kyunziu.
Hello guys, what's up everyone? Hi, nice to be here.
So are you ready for your questions?
Yeah, I am.
Alright, so how long have you been playing for?
The game itself, I've been probably around for like over 10 years, like in total.
You don't have like a date in mind, it was just, you just know it's been around, like around 10 years.
Well, it's been roughly that, yeah, roughly 10 years.
Alright.
So I don't have like a specific date on when I started, but I just know I started in 2012.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, since it's 2022, that's easy, just 10 years.
Mhm.
That's a long time though. Do you know what kind of what generation was out at the time? Or like what was the newest generation, I guess?
I think the newest generation was G13 Hamlet.
Oh.
Or actually no. I think the
It might have been the second one in the Shakespeare line, maybe. It could have been Hamlet. It was just recently that I found out that Hamlet did come out. I think it was either 2011 or 2012, so it would make sense.
yeah, I joined around the time Hamlet first came out. And then yeah, no, I was around when Hamlet first came out. That's when I first started.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice. So I'm going to go into a couple of questions that the player who recommended you on my Discord wanted me to ask about. So they wanted me to ask you about like your goals, your DPS, and your current projects. I guess maybe for Alchemy? I think that's what they
Yeah.
meant, but if you have any of
Yeah.
the answers for those.
Mhm. Oh, yeah, of course. So basically, yeah, no, my goals right now for Alchemy is to make the Nightbringer cylinder, which is basically my final goal. I don't really have much left to really work on in terms of Alchemy. Like I've basically mastered all there is to it, really. And I think making the Nightbringer cylinder, like the current like top tier cylinder,
Yeah.
it would like basically like finalize my goals and like what I want to do. Well, I guess that is my project. My actual goal is, well, I want to be like the strongest alchemist of NA. That's like my goal. It's been a goal like since I've been around for like the longest time, even before like 10 years into the making. 9
Yeah.
years really, because I didn't really start alchemy until like the next year, but
Yeah,
I've been maining alchemy for like roughly 9 or so years. So it kind of just stuck with me. I'm like, okay, how do I use such a niche talent that no one else is really going to use? Because back then alchemy wasn't like something people would just like pick up. It would take like a lot of time, and even then it wasn't as good because ERC wasn't out, the updates for Alchemy weren't out yet, enchants were very limited, so you couldn't really get a lot of damage out of it. But for me, I never really saw it as an issue. I just kept pushing myself to be like, oh, hey, I like this talent, I love this talent, so regardless of like what anyone says, I want to master it. I want to master the complete extent of what Alchemy has to offer, basically.
Yeah.
So that's what I like set out to do. And that ties into my goal. I'm like, yeah, I want to be considered like the strongest alchemist of NA of all time.
I think that's a good goal to have, especially since you love alchemy that much.
Yeah, so that ties into like why I created the Alchemy Discord, why I have such a strong passion for it is because I wanted to like show, these people that like, prove these people wrong, that, alchemy, can actually shine regardless of like, what fighter, what lance, what the other quote unquote meta talents can do. So it's like kind of gave me like a reason to keep pushing myself and not really wanting to like call it quits with this talent.
Yeah. Also, I didn't even know you had an alchemy Discord. So if you wanted to send me that after the interview, I can put that in the description below if anyone would want to look into that, if they're interested in an alchemy Discord.
Yeah, of course. It's been around for a couple of years now. It's quite a few people in there. I was actually the one, my friend and I were the ones that came up with, because I told him like, why don't we like make a Discord for people who are interested in alchemy, want to learn about alchemy, and then it's like, yeah. So then the both of us just got to work on it that day. Yeah. Actually, I didn't even think it was gonna even be successful. I thought it was people just gonna see it as a joke and just like write it off. But no, people were actually like joining it. Like they still do to this day. Like there's a marketplace where like people, stuff, useful info, alchemy related stuff. People want to like talk about calculations or reforges they should use. What type of gear they can build around their alchemy so it can be viable and like in-game content. Then that's a place to talk to about that type of stuff.
I wish that people made Discords like that for the other talents too. That would be great. Like I do ninja, and there's like, I always have to ask around to see what kind of stuff is like, I guess end game, what's the best stuff to use. So just to know that alchemists have like a place where they can just go and talk to other alchemists about that kind of stuff. Like that's, you guys are so lucky. But yeah, will. I'll put that in the description below, the link to the Discord, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I was really happy when it started growing, because I was just like, wow, I never expected it to actually be successful, and people actually like coming to me for alchemy advice. Because back then I was shunned and basically disrespected for doing what I did. Yeah, I actually had to work my way up to like get to where I was. It wasn't like people were like pushing me to like, oh, you can do this, you can do it. Like no, people were like legitimately like shitting on me or like memeing on me to like, just give up. Like you're not gonna like mean anything, so I don't know why you're doing this. But
because they thought that alchemy, if I could say that correctly, they thought that alchemy was bad, and so because they thought it was bad, they thought like, well, we can't have this person using alchemy either because it's just bad and you're not going to get anywhere.
Basically, yeah. So
that's
I was
messed up.
Yeah, I was ridiculed to a degree for it, which is what it is. But you know how people are when it comes to like the meta with this game. They stick to one thing, and then it's like, oh, something quote unquote gets updated and they just go towards it. Because before all these updates with alchemy, I was using it before anybody else was. I wasn't someone who was like hopping on the meta train because alchemy finally got good. Like no, I was here since the time it began, basically.
Yeah.
So I know what it's like to like push alchemy. I know what it's like to extend its limits, really, because I was doing like 30k flame bursts before any of these updates were hitting.
Yeah.
Though I can do way higher now, but I'm just saying to a degree, it's like, it took a lot to get to where I am now, to be regarded as like a top alchemist and respected in my own right.
I'm glad that you kept going at it. That's great. And now, here you are now.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. So, do you have a favorite NPC in Mabi?
Favorite NPC? I probably would say my favorite NPC would have to be Morphe.
Morphe? Okay.
Morphe, yeah, Morphe.
I don't think I can think of who Morphe is off the top of my head, but I can just...
She's well, her actual name is Morphe or something like that.
Oh, okay.
She's a girl that you meet in G23, basically. The one that quote-unquote invented the Revenant Cylinder.
Interesting. Okay, yeah, I haven't gotten to that part in G23 yet. Like, I'm actually on G23, but I probably just haven't gotten to that yet. So
Yeah,
that's
they're
that's probably
like,
why it's not like familiar.
yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When G23 first got announced in KR, I was so excited because I'm like, wait, is that a person that has a cylinder and a new guard cylinder? And I got so excited because I'm just like, oh, okay, they're actually giving Alchemy like new cylinders
Yeah.
or new weapons. Basically, I didn't know about the Perseus set because when it first got like released with Part 2, I'm like, wait, what is Perseus? Like, what is that? So
Yeah. Yeah.
it's a stronger variant of Revenant, which is what I have. I have the Perseus cylinder set currently, but I want to evolve that into the Nightbringer soon, which is what I'm working on right now. But anyways, back to my story. When I saw that, I got excited because I was just like, wow, no, they're actually like buffing Alchemy to a degree, and these cylinders like do the job. They increase your speed, your damage, your things that you would not even expect to be increased. Like a little tidbit, little secret info. The hero alchemy set effect from the Perseus actually increases your elemental wave heat buster damage by a teensy bit. From what I noticed, a lot of people like always ask me like, what does the hero alchemy effect do? And I'm like, it basically just increases your Vate's
Oh, okay.
Vate skills, basically like Hydra cooldown, Golden Time cooldown, and then Ellie wave heat buster damage increase.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I gotcha.
I think I've like turned Heat Buster into a very viable skill because no one ever uses Heat Buster. I'm not gonna think of using Heat Buster because Heat Buster is like something you don't use unless you have like ERG 50, and even then with ERG 50, it's not like viable to use. But I've managed to like draw out its like I want to say like max potential because I made a combo card for Heat Buster. It's 80s.
Oh,
It's
okay,
an
okay.
80%. Yeah, it's an 80% Heat Buster card. And then my Flame Burst card is 82%, and then my Water Cannon card is like 79.
Okay.
So yeah, I put a lot of work into
Yeah, I
to
mean,
make Alchemy this big.
it really sounds like you do put like a ton of work into this. Like if you're able to talk about this like for days on end, it seems like you have like topics for every little spot of alchemy.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Like even like things like people wanted to min max or even try to utilize like wind alchemy, earth alchemy. There's like times where I was just playing around with Hydra and I decided to like see, let me see how high I can like make Hydra like ticks go. And then I was able to like pull off like 10 to like 11k ticks with Hydra, which is pretty huge because Hydra has like a set time of like almost like a minute, just going like a full minute almost. So it's kind of
Okay.
interesting just how much damage you could like draw out with like a single Hydra. Really, it's
Yeah.
pretty interesting. Yeah, and then I have because my alchemy is set up in like 3 different sections. There's burst, DPS, and then support. My support being like rain cast cooldown, rain cast cloud range, what else? Cloud effects, the glyph, wind blast range level 20. Then my burst being like my water cannon set with like Vach water cannon. I have 2 separate sets, fire and water. My water set is just for like when I'm like just blitzing through with water cannon. I just use that. My fire set is mostly what I main. I main fire alchemy to a heavy degree. The last time I checked, my fire ouch damage was 430 fire ouch damage, and then my water ouch is like 410. I have to like switch between modes though to like get those numbers, but yeah, those are like my current numbers right now. Then my wind and earth are like both over like 300.
Is there anything that you think you could do like to make it even higher, or have you hit like that peak?
I could make it higher for sure, because like these numbers are like without like Sunshower, which is the strongest alchemy enchant in the game right now.
Oh,
Like
I think I've
nothing,
heard of that. Yeah.
yeah, nothing beats Sunshower. It comes from Crown Bass. There's quite a few of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, my numbers right now are without Sunshower. So if I were to get 2 Sunshowers, I would easily break 500 ouch damage.
Damn. I assume that's a lot for alchemy.
That That is a lot. Yeah, no one has 500 right now. There's
Oh wow,
actually,
okay.
yeah, no one has 500 right now, so it's quite a lot.
So
I like to
you'd
keep
be the first
tabs.
then if you had both of
Hmm?
them.
Yeah, because I know there are quite a few people who have Sunshower already,
Yeah.
but they don't. They're like still like below 400, versus me where I'm just like, okay, I don't have Sunshower, but I'm still able to break 400 ouch damage,
Yeah.
regardless of that.
Yeah.
I don't want to like brag or anything, but I
No,
find
no,
that
no,
very
no, you're good.
surprising.
You're good. I think it's
So,
something to be proud of.
uh,
And yeah, like we said before, like you've put
yeah,
so much work into it. I think it's just something that is great to be proud of. It's not, and I don't think it's bragging, in my opinion.
yeah. So it took a lot of time and effort to get those numbers, but I will say it definitely pays off because my flame burst kills anything. Anything,
Yeah.
it just melts anything in this game. Or
Yeah.
even times where I can use flame burst for like tentacles and kraken. I don't even bother like putting out like my water cannons. I just flame burst them down.
Yeah.
Just death mark Hydra and just flame burst.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I got you.
yeah.
So are there any activities you have outside of Mabinogi?
Like what I like to do outside of
Yeah.
Mabby.
Yeah, or like
Uh,
maybe even if you have like other games that you like to play besides Mabby.
I'm really into fighting games like DNF Duel, Fighter Z, Guilty Gear. Like a lot of these games are owned by Arxis, but I'm really into like the 2D fighting s type of games.
Oh, okay, like old school kind of. I
Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah. I was actually playing DNF Duel the other day. DNF Duel is based off of Dungeon Fighter Online characters. I don't know if you
Oh,
know
I
of that
remember
game.
that. I remember. Well, I
Y-
remember hearing about it, and I remember it closed down, and then I remember that
Yeah,
like
because
someone made
yeah,
like they opened up like a fan version of it or something like that for a while.
mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a game that was owned by Nexon
Yeah.
previously, but they closed it down. But DNF Duel is a new fighting game that came out a couple months ago that
Oh,
is
okay.
based off of characters from that game, and it plays really well if you like a classic 2D fighting game that isn't like too complex, but is like still would take skill and and time to like learn. Then yeah, DNF Duel is like really fun to play with friends, or if you're looking for like a competitive type of feel, then yeah,
Yeah.
if you're like into that stuff, then yeah, it's really fun. And
Alright.
yeah, no, I really like fantasy RPG games as well, like JRPGs. I'm also into that type of stuff, like Tales of Arise. I don't know if you know about that game,
I
but
don't myself, but I'm sure someone's heard of it. Yeah.
yeah, so it's basically like a fantasy JRPG where it's kind of like Final Fantasy. Like a lot of the Tales of games are.
Yeah.
But the Tales of Arise is a new game that came out last year, and it's been very popular amongst a lot of people that are like into that series. So I actually bought my friend that game, and she still hasn't played it yet. So I'm like, why haven't you played Tales of Arise? It's a good game. Like,
Aw.
yeah. So.
Are there actually any names of people that you'd like to give a shout out to?
Well, I'd like to give a shout out to Demon Biscuit. He's like a brother to me.
Yeah.
We've been through a lot together throughout these past couple of years. Pretty close. He's not like currently playing the game right now because he's like on break. But
Yeah.
shout out to him. Shout out to other my other friend who recommended this energy pill. She's pretty dope.
Yee.
Pretty cool person. She can be really shy, but she's
Aw.
really dope. She's really dope though. It's pretty cool to hang around with and stuff.
Aw, that's sweet.
And yeah. So and my other shout out, my final shout out will go to my friend Jing. She's been really helpful since I got merged here with Now. I like she's just been really dope about everything, helping me out with just getting arranged and stuff like that. Because I didn't know anyone from the Now server like that. I did, but I didn't like know a lot of people like that.
Yeah,
so
because
I had to like figure myself
you were
out.
originally from Alexina.
Alexina, yeah, for so long. So I didn't like I knew like a couple people from Juice and like other places from the Now server, but I didn't make myself known before the merge. So
Yeah.
I give it like shout out to Jing for like helping me out, just sort out everything and stuff like that. She's a really great friend.
Yeah, for
She's a
sure.
really really great friend. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty strong too. Like definitely like one of the strongest humans on the server, if not the strongest in my opinion.
Wow. Okay. That's a big goal, or a big, not big goal, but well, yeah, I guess a big goal. Yeah. And they've reached it. In your eyes, anyway.
Yeah.
Which is great. So do you have any advice that you'd like to give people, whether it be in real advice or in-game advice, or both?
Well, advice I'd like to give people is don't give up on your dreams or your goals or aspirations, even if people, say that, it's never gonna work, it's never gonna happen,
Yeah.
or why are you even doing it, or just questioning why you're doing it, because at the end of the day, it will pay off. It will pay off somehow or some way. You just have to keep, trying it. You just have to keep trying. You just have to keep pushing. Even though, yeah, there are going to be times where it feels like it's just pointless. Just know, will pay off somehow.
Yeah,
That's what I know.
absolutely. I mean, that's it. It kind of reminds me of like when you're growing up and people tell you, practice makes perfect. I feel like
Yeah.
it's similar to that, except obviously adding on to the whole or it adds on to it when you say like, don't listen to other people, because there are people who will try and put you down.
Yeah, like it's kind of interesting because back then when I first started Alchemy was trash. Like I could not do any damage for the life of me. I could barely even do like 20Ks with my water cannons. Now I'm able to do like 200Ks easily, like almost like per second, which is pretty nice.
Yeah.
And it's like up to that, I'm like, wow, it really shows that yeah, I definitely put in the work for that.
Exactly. And that's what matters.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
It's kind of.
Oh, I was just gonna say that's great advice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't. I like to support people on their goals and aspirations. I don't want to like be one of those people who shut them down or question why they're doing it.
That makes you a good person.
Yeah, I'd like to support them.
Yeah, that's what we should all be doing. So, thank you for doing this with me. It was very informative to interview you, especially about alchemy.
Mm-hmm.
Talked a lot about alchemy today, and I'm sure people who also do alchemy will be happy to hear what kind of insight you have on it.
Mm-hmm.
So I will see everybody another day in Erinn. Goodbye.
And bye, guys.